Is there anything you can do to avoid narcissists and abusers, to spot the early warning signs, the identifying marks, or any rules of thumb to shield you from the harrowing and traumatic experience of an abusive relationship? Imagine your inner thoughts on a first or second date. Can you already tell if he or she is a potential abuser? Well, the answer is yes, and here's how. Perhaps the first telltale sign is the abuser's propensity for deflecting blame. In other words, does he tend to attribute every mistake, failure, or misfortune to others or the world at large? Pay attention. Does he take personal responsibility? Does he admit his faults and miscalculations, or does he persistently blame you, the cab driver, the waiter, the weather, the government, the cosmos, or fate for his predicament? Is he hypersensitive? Does he pick fights, constantly feel slighted, injured, or insulted? Does he rant incessantly? Does he treat animals and children kindly or cruelly? Does he express negative and aggressive emotions towards the weak, the poor, the needy, the sentimental, the sick, and the disabled? Does he confess to a history of battery or violent behavior? Is his language vile, infused with expletives, threats, and hostility? Is he love-bombing you or devaluing you? Does he patronize or condescend to you? Does he excessively criticize, emphasizing even your slightest flaws? Does he undervalue or exaggerate your qualities? Does he idealize your talents, traits, and skills? Does he resort to name-calling or attempt to exert control over you? Is he wildly unrealistic in his expectations of you, the relationship, and life in general? If he constantly tells you that you're doing well, don't be impressed. Furthermore, he may claim that you make him feel bad or provoke him, a common phrase among abusers being, "Look what you made me do." Is he forceful with you, both in and out of sexual intercourse? Does he derive pleasure from causing you physical or verbal harm, resorting to calling you ugly or using demeaning names? Does he persistently criticize, resorting to physical abuse, and then abruptly switch to being loving and apologetic, showering you with gifts to compensate? If you've answered yes to any of the above, stay away. He is an abuser. Additionally, there's the abuser's tendency to bottle it up, comprising a series of subtle but discernible warning signs. Pay attention to these reactions and save yourself a world of trouble.